Hey there, welcome back to Deadside. We have had so much fun with this game. Progression has been fairly easy. There's a few bumps in the road along the way, lessons learned, but I have really enjoyed playing this game. It has not felt like a grind at all, and you can kind of pick your own adventure and go your own way. We have quite a bit to do today. First thing is we need to talk about some base upgrades. I've got some new band posters I want to go over. I also want to scout the airfield today. Now, I'm going to run over there on foot, and then I'm going to take a Jeep back here with all the stuff. The reason for that is I have so much stuff that I need to take over to the trader, and I can't fit it all in my inventory or into the bike. So I'll use a Jeep for that. I also have a plan for the next video of taking the Jeep over to the old base, kind of in the middle of the map where I first spawned, and cleaning it out, getting most everything out of there. I'm just not going to spend much time there, and there's no reason to waste those resources leaving them over there. So that's what we can do with the Jeep. Now, I don't want to keep a Jeep here and maintain a Jeep because the requirements are just a lot more complicated than a bike. So I want to get all that done while I have a Jeep, and that's why I'm going to go over to the airfield on foot. That might not be the smartest idea, but that's what we're going to do. So let's start off with the base. Now, I've been doing a bunch of runs to Kaminsk, and I am getting so much art. I've decided to call this my art room with all the pictures and things that I have. I was able to also mount fish above the windows and doors. That's kind of nice. Down here, you'll notice we have a new floor. And let me tell you, this floor freaked me out. I got some concrete and I turned it into, I got concrete bags and I turned them into concrete in the concrete mixer. And I was like, okay, let's build a couple of these concrete floors to see what they look like and they sound like. And I like them. They're fantastic. The problem is the maintenance. You have to put concrete in your little cabinet here in order to maintain it. Well, I used all of my concrete to make the floor, and I only had like half the floor done, and then it was only protected for like 18 hours. I freaked out. I jumped on a bike and I started doing runs back and forth trying to find bags of concrete. Now, I found that down here in the quarry, there's a couple of buildings and a spawn spot on a couple of dozers. And then over here where I've got my sleeping bag placed, there is a spot where concrete spawns. So I just basically went back and forth. It was the middle of the night. It was dark, picking up bags of concrete. I came back, mixed it all up, and put it in here in the little cabinet. And now I'm back up to 36 days before everything degrades. I switched a bunch of stuff over to metal so I could use less planks. I had about 1,400 planks in here, and because the requirements were so high, so I ended up switching some things over to metal. Like all these walls are metal. I think we looked at that in the previous video. You can see that's metal, and then it's wood up top, and then up top I made the ceiling metal. So basically, the only thing that's left that's wood are the walls here, and of course I completed all the concrete on the floor here. So that's kind of nice, the way that looks. Now on to posters. We had a debate about what was the best band in Deadside. Was it the Donuts Bards or was it the Purple Puppies? Well, I was waiting for the next album to come out for the Purple Puppies because I wasn't exactly sure, if they were going to put out a good album. So this poster is from their first album, and it was okay. They were just scratching the potential of how good they could be. Well, the second album came out and they've added a couple of guys to the mix. And they got rid of their drum machine and they added a drummer. And then they added another instrumentalist. He plays some guitar. He plays some synth. Really adds another level to the Purple Puppies. And I've been digging it. Been listening to that album a lot. Now, I also found a poster for Fat Horse. And let me tell you, Fat Horse is just one of those bands. They've been around forever. And, they've got a very predictable sound. It's kind of that classic rock sound, It's just comfortable. I don't think they've used any more than 3 or 4 chords in every song they've ever had. But it's been, nice checking those guys out. Now, whenever I'm working out, I like to listen to Priestfire because, listen, it's just classic British metal, you know, and I really enjoy that too. So these guys have been a welcome addition to Deadside. Now, if we get some more posters, I'm not sure what I'm going to do because I ran out of room with the trophy heads placed above them. I may have to start placing them around the walls down here. I don't know. I'm not exactly sure. But we'll figure that out when we get to it. Now, outside the base, there has been a few additions. I looted this this pole flag, and put it out. So we've got a pig on one side. We've got a chicken on the front side, or a rooster technically. And then we've got a rat on the other side. And now when I start getting more wall flags, I'm going to start placing them out on the walls out here. So that's kind of a nice addition. You know, we're sprucing the base up. It looks pretty nice. My box that contains all the stuff I need to sell to the trader is completely packed. It is so full. I really need to make a trader run and get rid of some stuff. Now, let's put our hat away. Let's put our helmet on. Let's get our tactical shades on. We got to protect our identity. We'll put our face cover on. And I think for a run to the airfield, I probably should be using an armored vest. So I'm going to use this vest here. Actually, let's take that off. I'm going to use the one that's full armor because I'm guaranteed to get into a gunfight. Now, I'm going to go ahead and make a sleeping bag. And here's the reason why. I feel like over at the airfield, there's going to be some drama. So let's just go ahead and make one and avoid the drama. And let's look on the map and see what kind of missions we've got going on here. Okay, there's a level 3 over at the airfield. I'm going to just mark. Let's just mark that. That'll be kind of our start point for the airfield. I've never been over there. I'm not exactly sure. I would assume there would be some jeeps and stuff over here, or it could be right where that mission's at. I don't know. Yeah, we'll go to my mark, and then I can work my way down the airfield, and hopefully a mission won't spawn on our head. I'll bring you back when I'm approaching the airfield. Oh, this is a big base here. Somebody's built up on the mountain, and wait, oh, that's 2 double doors. Interesting. That's a huge base. Good Lord. The upkeep on that is probably massive. What is... Wait, is that a turret? Huh. That's interesting that he's got a turret out. Now, I don't know what happens exactly if a mission spawns on you when you're in an area. I assume it's just bad luck and you get shot up. But I think that is a bunker. I'm going to go there and look at that just a second. Let's see what this is. Ammo spawn. This will be our furthest point we go because I don't want to get in that level 3 mission. I mean, I guess I could do a level 3 mission. It's just, you know, I wasn't planning on that. I mean, I've got the equipment to do it, I guess. I would probably wear a better vest for level 3. I've never done one before, obviously. Oh, this is a bunker. Now, this bunker, I think, is going to be an actual bunker. Pretty sure I read somewhere when it's camouflaged like this and not just solid concrete, it's actually a full bunker, as versus the little mini bunker that we did on camera a couple of videos ago. So this should be the edge of the airfield. Let's see. Oh, that's cool. Let's just do a little scouting because, you know, we've never been over here before. Maybe some buildings over there. I can't really tell. Definitely some buildings there. And some buildings. Ooh, what's that up there? Huh, I wonder what that is. And we got some more stuff down here to loot. But we may not get to that today because there's an epic mission there, and we're not ready to do that, I don't think. So I'm going to go to the point of my mark. Seems like those guard shacks get a good spawn of ammo and stuff, so we'll go check that out. And I do want to go to that hangar. I might actually put my sleeping bag down here just to make sure. do that. I think this is as good a place as any to put down the sleeping bag. I'm not seeing a whole lot here. Okay. I would have gotten a notification on the radio. There were bots in here, so we're getting a ton of 45 ammo. It's like when you're not carrying a 45, you get all the ammo in the world. When you're carrying a 45, you barely get a spawn. And what we got here? Okay, we got a coat. All right. Ah, there's an optic. Now, where is that optic at? I bet you it's above us. How much you want to bet? Let's see. That's why I like to use the ground search, you know. Let's jump up top. See, there we go. That's why I like using that ground search when I'm kind of in a loot area. We got us a little tan Jeep here. Now, install lock. And I will be blocking this out. I wish Jeeps were easier to maintain in this game and keep, because I would keep one all the time, obviously. They just feel better. Like when you're driving them, they feel less wonky, for lack of a better word. I know that's a technical term, wonky. Motorcycles to me are just a little wonky to drive. Like the least little input from a controller, you know, your left stick, and it just feels wonky. But the Jeep is nice and smooth. Well, we can just see what we're dealing with here. Is that fabric? Okay, let's just do it this way. And then we will tear it up. And now we will make some rags. And then what I'll do is I'll put that out of my inventory. And, oh, hey, a red key. Wait, is that a red key? It is a red key. That's good, because there's probably going to be some boxes over here. I'll take it. I can always dump it later. Is there anything on top of the beds? Nothing on top of the beds. All right, let's get on top of the roof and see if there's anything up there. It's a fortified position. There we go. And there is stuff up here. SU, ammo, 308, some more grenades. Nice. More patient. Whoa, hello spawns. I'll take that. I kind of loot these things in the same way, I guess. Come across over here. Oh, another D point. Nice. We'll take it. Some ammos. We'll take the rags. We'll take the vodka. Oh, there's something up top. Let's see what we got. No way. You gotta be kidding me, man. No space in inventory. Huh? Huh? Okay. That's crazy. That is crazy. We found an M99. Huh. Supposedly M99 is the strongest sniper in the game. Scrap metal, we're taking it all. Rope, oh, you could come over here and do some planks if you needed to. Ooh, I'll take that. Control room, sodas, nothing there. You would think there would be some. It looks like we're on camera. You'd think there would be some radio parts. What are we looking at here? Where's that at? Wait. Well, what do you know? How do you like that? I thought those were ladders. Like, where do they go? Holy cow. Okay. Okay. Right on. I will never be able to see those guys. Like, never in a million years will I be able to see those guys. Well, let's try this. Let's see if I put the lights to them. I mean, I do see a couple of guys, but only because they're elevated. Yeah, I cannot see anybody. I think that guy's down. Okay. Was not expecting to get into a gunfight here. Is that all the dudes? That can't be all the dudes, right? There's like a whole lot more shooting going on. Okay. We're going to take that vest. Because I want to say I can get some plates out of it. You know, like when breaking it down. Where? Where? They're going to be in here somewhere. Where? I don't know. Right? I hear somebody. Wait, do I hear somebody? Or is that just my mind playing tricks? Or is that me moving? That might be me moving. Whoa. Where was that? Uh-huh. Where you at? There you are. Come on. Let's see if I can stay behind some cover. Work my way over. Kind of pie him off, and I think there's somebody in this tent next to me. climb up this? No. Okay. I think there's one more. Okay, maybe one more. Oof. All right. Well, that was something else. I mean, I'm talking like it's over. there might be more dudes. The only thing I'm going to take are these armor vests because like I said, I think I can break those down. Oh, a nice scar. Weapons repair kit. Let's drop that. Let's put this here. Take the scar. We need the 5.56. So what are we going to drop to get this 5.56? Bandage. 45 ammo. Shotgun. We are so full up on stuff. But we ended up finding a red key case, and that had that scar in there. And I'm thinking that scar can get painted now. I think I read that in the patch notes, that you can paint, that scars are now paintable. And because we got that one out of a red case, I think that'll be paintable. I don't know. We'll see. All right, home sweet home. We are back. All right, we made it back with all that sweet loot from the airfield. That airfield is huge. There is so much to loot over there. I mean, you almost need a Jeep to get it done. I'm glad we went with the plan of going over and stealing a Jeep and loading it up, because my bike would have been way full too fast. We looted a red key. I forgot to bring one, but we looted it, and we were able to get this scar, and it's got kind of a camo pattern on it. Before coming out here to do this outro, I did walk up to the workbench and try to paint it, and it's not paintable, which I don't understand that. It's got paint on it. I would assume that I could paint it a color that I want to paint it, but it's not paintable. But that's okay. You know, that's not a big deal. We got so much stuff that we need. Some additional weapons and a bunch of ammo, explosives, tons of things to take to the trader. As soon as I stop recording, I'm going to make a run to the trader and dump a bunch of stuff off while I have this Jeep. I'm also going to need to make this run a couple more times with the Jeep, just to get most use of it before it despawns, because I'm not going to keep it here. I'm not going to maintain it. It requires the additional parts to maintain, and plus I just like having the bike for my normal kind of daily stuff. At any rate, I hope you enjoyed the content. I hope you found it interesting, looting up the airfield and dodging the missions as they spawned on us. And if you like this kind of stuff, give us a like, give us a subscribe, and check back often, because we're always going to be out on an adventure. And we will see you in the next one.